Hey everyone, it's Lindsay and I am on a bit of a shaker kick. So today we're going to make another shaker card. So I've got this digital stamp here and I just enlarged it. This is from Digi Stamps for Joy. I will leave a link to it over on my blog. But I just enlarged this in Photoshop Elements and I printed it off onto a 4" by 5¼ panel with my laser printer. Now I'm going to use a circle die that is about the same size as that circle in the magnifying glass, and I'm just going to cut that out. Now the only coloring I need to do on this one is the outside of the heart, and then I'll do the magnifying glass. Now I'm using 4 different reds here for the heart, and then I'm going to move over and use those same reds on the inside of the heart. Now inside of the magnifying glass is the only part that's going to show on the card, so that's the only part I need to color on this. So it may look like a lot of coloring, but it's really not that bad because you're only having to color actually one image. It's just on 2 separate panels. So again, I'm using those 4 colors here just to color in that heart and really give it some nice shading. And then I'll go ahead and add just a little bit of gray around the inside of the heart just to kind of give it the shadow of the magnifying glass over it. And then instead of silver for the magnifying glass, I'm going to go ahead and color it gold just because I want to use gold sequins for the inside of my shaker, so I kind of want it to match. So I'm just using, again, about 3 or 4 different colors of yellows here to give a gold effect. And then once that coloring is done, it's time to start putting the card together. So the first thing I need to do is cut a circle out of this exactly where my shaker is going to be. So what I need to do first is I've cut a piece of fun foam and I am just lining this up on the back of my cardstock here. Then I'll go ahead and use that same die that I used to cut out the circle with, and I'll just kind of inlay it in. Now I can't lift my paper up, so what I'm going to do instead is really press that die down with my fingers. It's going to leave an impression in the foam. I can remove it, remove that paper, and then it will kind of snap back in place right where those grooves are where I pushed it down. So it's going to be exactly where I need it. Now I went ahead and cut that out with my die cutting machine. And it's time to start putting this together. Now, I ended up doing this a little wrong right here. I need to first put down my acetate, which is fine and all. So I'm just running some adhesive along the outside of that circle. And I do it in one piece. I don't tear my tape at all. I do one strip and then I remove the backing paper. Now here, I did not think through, and I was going to put this on what would be the top side with my acetate, but I didn't think that this had to go a certain way. My fun foam has to go a certain way, so you can see I'm trying to figure out here and it's not going to work out this way. I put my adhesive on the wrong side, so I had to go ahead and put it on the back side. I'll just lay that over the top and then I'll just line it up so I'm not showing any of the fun foam and I'm not showing any of that backing at all. Now it ended up actually working better this way, so it was a happy mistake in the end, a little frustrating at first. But what happened was I thought I wanted to go ahead and put this on the top part of my panel, which is what you would see whenever you're looking at the card. However, once you get the sequins in and you need to flip that top panel over to place it over this back heart, you've got sequins in there, you can't flip it over. So even though I messed up, it actually worked out better to put the foam on the back side first. So this way I could put those sequins in, and I'm just using a mix of gold and black. I'll run some more adhesive along this, and I'm doing it around the entire circle so none of my sequins escape. And once I have that done, I'll also put some just around the edges of the foam as well, just to hold everything in place. I'll remove the backing paper off of that, and then I can just flip over that top panel, line it up perfectly, and I don't have to worry about sequins spilling out, falling out, any of that. So again, a mistake, but a happy mistake, I guess you could say. So I'm really loading up on adhesive here just because when I send this through the mail, I don't want the chance of this coming apart and sequins spilling out everywhere. The person I'm sending this to already has enough to do. They don't need to worry about cleaning up sequins too. So I'm putting an extra amount on here. And then I'll just peel off that backing paper. I did go ahead and burnish this down with my bone folder just to make peeling off the backing paper a little bit less frustrating. And then once that's done, I'm going to go ahead and just move my sequins around a little bit. And I also use my embossing bag on the front of this to remove any static that you might get with your sequins, just so they'll move freely. And then I can just place that right down over the top, and it looks like I've got a magnifying glass with sequins in it. Now my panel was just a little bit off here, so I'm just going to use my scissors and trim up any of that back that is showing through. Once I had that all cleaned up, the only thing left to do was to pop this onto an A2 top folding white card base. I didn't add anything extra to this. I wanted to keep all the focus on that magnifying glass shaker that I had made, so I kept it very simple. And then I can just stamp on a little Happy Valentine's Day on the inside. We can all sign our names, and this card is ready to be sent off. I hope you guys enjoyed another shaker card here, and this gives you an idea of how you can use your digital stamps with some shaker cards as well. As always, I will leave you guys with this close-up and just a few pictures. For more information and the supply list, you can head to my blog, craftingwhilecaffeinated.wordpress.com. The link is in the description box below. Thank you guys so much for watching today, and happy crafting!